It's time.
All right. Good morning, people. It is, it's GSE day. What are you going to do? Seems to happen 2-3 times a week, no matter what we do about it. In my case, it happens 6 because I'm playing it on 2 accounts now. Okay, so here's the deal. To save us all a little time, I came in after seeing what they had cleared and tried the one team I had to counter a Relic CLS team, and it failed. So we're just gonna get our 10. We're just gonna get our 10 points here and move on. Sound good? Sounds good. Well, we're gonna kill this team, and then we're gonna move on. So it'll be more than 10 points, but yeah. As anticipated, they put a Relic CLS team on the ground, which, that sort of thing happens. What are you going to do about it, right? I apologize. That is my phone. That is my ringtone. I forgot to mute my phone. I mean, we could kill this too, I guess. You get money, right? We'll see if we can get rolling or if they do. Ooh, they're getting rolling. Oh, now we're rolling. mean, 100K is 100K, right? Yeah. That guy wins. He wins. It is what it is. It is what it is. What do we got going on here? Oh, defensive possible rewards. I mean, I guess I need towels and shards, but I'll do this later. This is a GAC stream. This is the watch the old man do his daily stream. So, let's get to the other account. Shall we? Keyboard. I forgot about that part. No, wrong email. I'm tired, people. Okay. You know, whoever designed these gaming chairs, I mean, are they meant for children or small people? Because they have these little pillows that are like, oh, perfect little headrest looking things, right? Well, no, they attach them via son of a bitch. There goes my mouse. So they attach them via these freaking, you know, elastic straps with a clip, right? And there's this slot back there. Well, you know, it doesn't grab tight enough for you to be able to slide it up and down to put it in a spot that makes sense. Like, this should be a head pillow for me, a headrest, right? And instead it's digging right into the small of my back. And I'm about ready to rip the thing off and throw it across my living room because it's not very comfortable when it's digging into your back. It's fantastic when it's up here, but it doesn't want to stay up there. All right. Okay, here we go. That's enough of that. Let's get into the main account. Why is it showing me news? Okay. We've had some more viewers join us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll see if our little buddy, if you were here last night for the preview of the GAC, he'd done a little work. Let's see if he did some more overnight or if he's just like, oh, wait for him. Nice. What are the events today? Defensive Dathomir, training droid smuggling. Beautiful. Okay. Simple, straightforward, easy. Exactly how I like things. Alright. So he did not do anything else. Alright. So he cleared the bottom. Dropped a battle to Vader, I think? Yeah, he dropped a battle to Vader. You know, killed everything else. Got to the back wall, touched nothing. And then went up top. killed these two teams and then didn't touch those. So my point of curiosity is did he just use everything he had to kill anything major coming through here? But his defense doesn't look that stout. So I'm very, 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 very confused, very, very curious. Well, you know, the fact of the matter is we got to clear the bottom before we can worry about the top. So we're gonna get going on that right now. I think I'm gonna start here because I don't really see. Yeah, I got to see what's in the back, and then I can make a plan for the top. But yeah, so we're gonna start with that Leia Organa. It is not what you would consider a typical lineup. It's a lot of armor pen. They don't have the stats on the Datacron, so it's not the thick cron is the my guild's nickname for it. It's not this, which even this is not a typical. That's not a typical Quadme lineup either. It's very, very interesting. It's very, very interesting. So yeah, let's check out what's going on. Leia Organa, look at that. And of course, SWGOH.GG. And now, because we've had a week go by, we have current data. Let me go ahead and add all the variables real quick. We had a Captain Drogon. We have an R2. We have a Captain Solo, or a Cholo, as he's known in my guild. And we have an old Ben. So this is a highly unusual combination. I don't think I've seen this particular one before. Well, SWGOH.GG has seen this combo, so that's a plus. We do have options, people. We do have options. Yep, and the option I like is kind of the one I was expecting. Surprise! I brought these guys on offense today. Nobody saw that coming. I haven't used these guys offensively except in territory battle in just about forever. So I can only imagine we're gonna want to torture her. Oh, good lord. I don't have the Stanisaros in a place where she can do the thing. See, and by the time I am able to, it's going to be fixed. I guess is the point I'm trying to make. Is it's going to be fixed. I would love to do it otherwise, but yeah, it's going to be fixed. Okay. So let's take a look at this team. I have a feeling. Actually, I might I feel like my own Leia, which is on offense because of the Rolo thing, by the way. Like, the second that video hit, it was the widespread call in the guild, get it off defense! Get it off defense! And we're like, Jesus, is it that serious? And they're like, yeah, it's that freaking serious. Do you want to lose to a Rolo in GAC? And I said, I absolutely do not. So, you know, that was kind of that. Alright, so they have a Master Qui-Gon. They have a Mace Windu. And a Shock T. Interesting. Another interesting lineup. They don't have the poke cron. Okay, perfect. That's what I wanted to see. All right. I've already filtered for Rebels. What's going on here? Ah, there she is. And Captain Drogon. What crime? I mean, we could just make her. We should just make him. We could just make him a thick, with some armor pen. But yeah, dude, I wish I could have rolled that Leia. I watched that video and I'm like, what is happening? This is amazing. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Ow. I'm starting to have debates about the 100% win rate for this team suggestion. What is happening with my... Sorry. There we go. I kind of forgot that I can get around the taunt with this character, so... Lovely. All right, that was a little sketchy looking at first, but I am now convinced. I'm now convinced. All right, so now we got Ray, so that means we've got our unaligned force user set up here. God, I still haven't decided like what the best thing is gonna be. I traditionally grab ooh, that's actually really good. That's actually really good. That's a lot of armor pen plus this 15% turn meter gain. Yeah. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. All right. It is a that is a fast. All right. Get that stupid tank out of the way. Beautiful. And now, come on. Rocks, 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 rocks. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. That's how we do it. All right, come on now. Come on, girl. Just accept your loss with grace and dignity. Thank you. You're very salty. You're very salty. You want to take away my banners and take away my... super duper salty Ray. I mean, good God. All right, so how bad do you think the back wall is going to be? What do you think could be waiting for me back there? Inquisitors? A couple of GLs, maybe? All of the above? Well. What does my sister want? Why is my sister... My sister is sending me text messages at what is 6:30 in the morning her time. So, give me just a second. I am getting texts from her. Okay. This fucking thing. Where are these clips? Come on. There. Rotate it around. There they are. They're back. Gone. Much better. Okay, what the hell was I doing? Oh, that's right. Separatists. So my sister, she lives over in the Seattle area. She We're both hockey fans, and she is a giant fan of one of the goalies for the Seattle Kraken, Philip Grubauer, and there's a group on Facebook she belongs to. It's like the Ladies of the Kraken. They get together as women and go and watch the hockey games and stuff like that and do other activities. It's very, very awesome. It's very, very cool. Well, they announced that they're doing a charity event featuring Philip Grubauer, and she found out about it, and it is sold out. So my sister is a very, very sad, very, 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 very sad lady right now. But what are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do? This is excessive. We don't need to have a heavy duty cron for this. They're not going to be able to do much of anything to us, so we'll just get the tank tech out and more or less call it a day, right? Hey, honey. Come here, real quick. So Shelby just texted me. You know, it's 6:30 a.m. back there. I'm like, oh God, what's wrong? One of her Facebook groups is like a Ladies of the Kraken thing, and they arranged a charity meet and greet with Gru, and it's sold out. It's sold out like that. She couldn't get a ticket. She's so upset. I know, my poor sister. Wouldn't it be fun if you could put all the text onto one character? I mean, that would be what's known in my circle as a hoot. All right, for the sake of hopefully preserving some of these banners, because you know how it is. You know how it is. You know how it be. You lose banners. See, I know Bane is his lifter, but Bane is better on his own. That's just the bottom line. That's the fact of the matter. That's just the way it is. But I mean, come on. He needs a lifter. He's so dependent on Watt to get anything done. And I know Bane fulfilled that existence or that role, but so much better on his own. Aha. Aha. Oh, there's a Luthien with a Mon Mothma. Very interesting. Very interesting. I saw that they had it. I knew that they had it. So there's going to be no data on this. Nothing on this counter, unfortunately. So we're going to have to make it up as we go along. But I have thoughts. But first, we need to handle this team. team is blinded. Okay, so she's got the Hatred Crom, but what she doesn't have is they don't have the Mass Swarm. So I'm a little torn at the moment. I could Bane this and call it a day. But it doesn't have the Mass Swarm. Which means I'm not gonna get over. You know, I'm gonna Bane it and call it a day. Let's just not mess around. Like, the difference between Malgus and using Malgus on this and Bane being used is fairly minimal in terms of what's left on the field for me to take out. There's only one other team that I would be like, sure, let's throw Bane at that and be good, and that's the Gungans, and I don't need to throw Bane at the Gungans. So now this, on the other hand, we will give a... Yeah, we'll do this. Crit avoidance. And that's why you Bane stuff. And that's our boy. That's our beautiful Sith baby. I was really hoping to kill her with the basics so she wouldn't revive, but it's okay. We're in absolutely zero danger of losing, so even with she can stack all the armor shreds she wants. There it is. They put it... Okay, this is a tank cron. Okay, a lot of defense. I see. Lots of defense. Lots and lots of defense. But let's just keep it simple again. And we'll just go this route. This should not be... This deactivates the Omicron. This shouldn't be a thing. Alright, you guys calm down. Oh man, we only got 68. We all know what score I was hoping for. Dude, what is going on with Twitch on mobile the last few days has been so like I use my personal Twitch to help monitor the chats. That way I have like my left eye, I can glance over and see it and all this other stuff. But Twitch on mobile has just been, they did an update the other day and it's just been kind of unreliable. Like mine keeps freezing. I'm not really sure why. Okay, so they got a support cron on, but it's not a good support cron. It's a turn meter removal cron. Left side allies recover 2% health whenever they critically hit an enemy. Okay, let me remind myself what's on the top wall real quick. Okay, we got a trench. We got a non-Omi Zori. We have Gungans with Jar Jar and all the Omis. We've got a trench with a Watt. Okay. Now, I know we need to take this team seriously. I know this team needs to be taken very, very seriously. That is not... Arnold's testing shows nothing less than this team needs to be taken seriously. You know, but I can throw gas at it. That wouldn't hurt me that much, and I think that would get me a good read on what is it. I really wanted to test my Captain Enoch squad out here though, and I don't really, other than Zori, and it's Zori, so I'm kind of nervous about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's fucking Zori. Now, I do have Grievous with Stap available. This could be... I also have an Iden Versio Kron. But I feel like this has got the potential, you know, with the provoke. You know, they're going to be hurting themselves with mass swarms from her. His big AoE, you know, he's gonna keep buffs under control. Okay, so we're going to try this. If this doesn't work, we'll either throw gas or Malgus at it. And there goes Mon Mothma. Okay, we have to target him. Yeah, the turn meter removal is a bit of an issue here. All right. And I would say my stat setup is not that great. So that was ideal. I do wish I felt comfortable trying the Captain Enoch thing out, but I don't know. Maybe we'll try that here. Although this can get with Watt being there, this can get really out of hand in a hurry. Let's get rid of the two big threats, and then we can have some happy, fun playtime activities. Yeah, I wanted to try Enoch, but let's just be smart. And I think I haven't dropped a battle. I don't know. I don't know if they're coming back to do more. I don't know if they're stuck. They can't be. Based on what they have, what their defense has been, they've got a ton of options on the field. It's just going to depend on what they use to get through that first wall. What is the speed? 360. And mine is 366. Okay, that's game over. That's game over. And just keep getting her ramped up. That's what I'm talking about. As soon as Cat gets a turn. Wait, does she damage me in? Nope. GK is. I was about to say, he's about to hit somebody very, very hard. He built up quite a few stacks there. Okay. Let's get this down. And we've been having very, 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 very good success using the Mandalorians. Alright, looks good to me. Looks good. Ooh. Wow. Okay, that might be a problem. But we'll see. Ooh. All right. Not 100% sure why Boss Nass died, but I will absolutely take it. Because now if we can just get Jar Jar off the board. Ooh, she's got Death Mark. This is that's not ideal. It's gone now. And there it is. That is the ball game. I mean, they're still dangerous, don't get me wrong, but yeah, these guys have been insanely consistent dropping the Gungans. I mean, it's not pretty. 56 banners is not ideal. I never am happy with a score that is less than 60. But I'm incredibly happy for a one shot. So you got to take what you can get. Okay. I really, really, really want to try Captain Enoch. They've dropped a team. I haven't dropped anything yet. I'm fully loaded for bears still. But I really want to try this Captain Enoch team out. And this is, to my mind, the only option. Like, if that trench team did not have our good buddy Wat Tambor on it, I would go for that. But Wat really complicates that team. There's no Omi. So, I mean, if I'm gonna have a shot at doing it, it's gonna be here. Oh, and they cleared the blight. Nope. Nope. I mean, they're killing themselves though. This very much has a feel like Treya. Okay, hold on. It's not pretty. It's not pretty, but we're getting it done. Chomp. Oh yeah. Chomp. Yeah. All right. Again, not pretty, but it worked. Not pretty, but it worked. All right. Wow, Malgus is staying on the bench today. Gas is staying on the bench to no, Gas is coming off the bench for this. Okay, he's gone. Ooh. And good night. All right. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we will mirror. As much fun as it is, we will mirror. And we will do an exact mirror. And they go bye-bye. This is the standard fight you see day in and day out in Squad Arena. If you're in a squad or in a fleet arena, excuse me, if you're in a fleet arena with a bunch of Leviathans, this is the fight you see on a daily basis when you're doing your fleet climb. You know, if everybody does the standard lineup, you know, and all other things being equal or superior, you know, and this is the Leviathan counter, the Leviathan mirror is, I mean, it's a very straightforward fight. It becomes more straightforward if your Sith Assassin is at a higher relic level, because you get to go first. You get to take that first move against their bomber, and you get foresight, and that's just at that point you've generated so much more turn meter, they won't be able to catch up. It is the number one reason to have a Relic 9 Sith Assassin. The other reason is it's a good partner for Bane. You know, since he's going to pull stats off of look, we didn't even have to use ultimate. He's going to pull stats off of his partner. So there is a double benefit to having an unusual R9, because I would not say under normal circumstances an R9 Sith Assassin is something you would ever want or need. Outrider, Han, Rebel, Ghost, Phantom. Okay. Or Phantom Ghost. But for the Leviathan mirror, it is simply the best thing you can do, because all the other things are required already. You know, your Revan's got to be R9. You know, your Malgus has to be R9, or whatever the deal is. Dude, I can't do the Rolo cheese, bud. I don't have a good Santa Saros. So if they haven't fixed it by the time the next one rolls around, I will 100% be trying it. But yeah, I just don't have the Santa Saros to handle it. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I brought my Inquisitors today, and that's what we used on Leia, and it was anything but an Outlaws ad. You're not. I mean, nobody puts Leia. I would have to reach out to the one guy I still talk to in Squad Arena to see if he would put a Leia team down. But yeah, everybody's using JMK. So, I mean, maybe that'll change here soon with the when that Datacron goes away. But I have a feeling the counter is going to go away. Graxy, you not looking forward to Star Wars Outlaws? Empire starts with an E. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at when it comes to Outlaws. Is I don't know, because I have lost faith in Ubisoft as a developer over the past few years. Well, I would love to be playing Wukong. It's not out on Xbox yet. So when that happens, I will gladly pick up Wukong and go hammy with it. But yeah. Oh, really? With the dodges? Okay. Takes me 3 shots, and here comes the comeuppance. Yeah, I mean, what a surprise. A game kind of based in Chinese myth is going to have the support of China. I mean, everything I've seen about it has been fairly positive. Okay. So, speaking of positive, full clear, no drops. They have dropped a fight so far. I mean, in theory, if they max bannered absolutely everything, they could still win. But, you know, that's going to be biggest game ever on. Yeah, I mean, China will do that, man. China will do that. And I'm not saying China will do that as in it's a bad game, but I mean, that game is their culture, you know? I mean, it's a part of their culture with in their mythology, I guess, maybe more than culture, but yeah, that any game like that's going to grab their attention. So we were 100%. Yeah, you missed it. I started right at 9. It was you know, the GAC on the other account was a bust. They put their Relic CLS squad down. I have nothing to counter that. So you know, there wasn't much point in trying super hard up there. And then all the counters went smooth. I didn't have to spend a whole lot of time debating about what to do. Inquisitors here, and I did my own Leia Organa up here because of the Rolo counter. I pulled my Leia from defense, and then Sith Eternal, and then Malicos. Very straightforward there. Back wall, we did Bane on their Inquisitors. Even though they didn't have the Mass Swarm Datacron, I still went with Bane just because that makes it very, very simple. We got to see our first taste of Luthien on defense. And I used General Grievous with Stap. And it was ugly. It came down to just General Grievous in the end, but it took it out. So now imagine what would happen if I used something heavier. Something a little more serious. This JML with Hoda. Easy peasy. You know, made up some banners that I lost here for losing a bunch of people. And then up here, we did get to do a little more playtime. Mirror matched my cat was faster. So, you know, if you're running this Kron on defense and you're putting this down, you better make sure your cat's faster or it's going to get nuked. With these guys, we did gas. Now, no Omi Zori. We did... Yeah, it was a Mon Mothma Luthien. It was a Mon Mothma, so that was... They probably don't have Saw up and running. That's the only reason... I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, I was able to take out Mon Mothma with his sudden whirlwind thing. And then he wasn't able to kill me. But with these guys, I tried Captain Enoch. It was not pretty at all, but they got the win. Death Trooper Pretty, I got to chomp the last two guys. Pretty fun. And then Bo-Katan Mandalore up here. Everything worked perfectly for a change. You know, shout out to my opponent. He's solid defense, Lord Darkon. Yeah, it was so here's how the fight went against the Mon Mothma. You know, they got their first turn and whatever. After we did our, overcharge. 4 teams against your... I didn't even use my Traya today. So I left Malgus and Traya on the bench. And Jedi Knight Cal on the bench. Like, there was a lot of teams I didn't end up using. Well, how are you looking, Grax? Do you think you can full clear? Or at least clear more than them? So I nuked out Cal real quick. She revived him. They started picking off my teams. I started getting my whirlwinds, and after the second or third, I killed her and Biston, and I can't remember if Kyle went down there too, but Kyle went down shortly thereafter, and then I took him out, and then I just had to kill his little summoned guy, and then I took him out, and that was that. Yeah, they two-shot SLKR. They dropped major banners there, and then they dropped a lot of banners against your Traya. So, I mean, I tried Stap just because I was like, you know, it seemed like it could have a chance to nuke out. I need to R8 my Grievous, or R9 him even, to just get the most out of the effect that the Stap gives him. I mean, I've got him at R7, you know, which is fine, but with the way Datacrons are trending and the way teams are starting to get with lifter units and whatnot, I mean, I think I need to bulk him up to keep him effective. I mean, it wasn't a clean win, but it was a win. Interesting, huh? You know, and I almost threw Malgus against this because they didn't have the mass swarm on their Datacron. But just, I had Bane. I was just like, well, I'll just, fuck it. I'll just use Bane. It'll be easy. And, I mean, Bane on his first turn took out everybody but Reva. I'm waiting to see the data. I'm going to wait to see the data next week. Because if Stap can take... I mean, granted, this is Mon Mothma. She's more of the offensive character than the defensive character. So I want to look at some data. But if my Separatist droids aren't amazing... And if they can take this out on defense, and again, I know it's not Saw, I know it's Mon Mothma, but if they can win on defense, or if they can win against this, I think this is probably a team that you're going to want to save for offense. But we'll see. We'll see. Because, yeah, if it weren't for Mon Mothma, Kyle was out of the picture pretty much instantly, and the fight would have gone a lot different had she not been able to revive him real quick. And their Datacron actually hurt me. They had a turn needle removal Datacron, and that cost me. That hurt. That was a little more effective than I thought it was going to be at first. But yeah, they were able to. They were pushing turn meter quite a bit, or else I probably would have steamrolled them. But then if they had had like the traditional support cron, you know, we call it the wordy cron. It's let me see if I have an example on defense somewhere. Still, no, I think they took them all out. But this one right here, where it's got the word salad. Here, this is the easiest way. Like if they had had one of these with all of this, with all the buffs and the bonuses and whatnot, it might have gone different. Except I don't know. The turn meter removal was really helping them out. So I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, we'll see. We'll wait and see on more data on Luthien, because yeah, the Stap taking him out that's an Omicron team for an Omicron team. You know, that's a pretty decent exchange, all things considered. Kind of bummed. We've farmed this for our last time yesterday, so it's going to be going away this afternoon. Defensive Dathomir. Let's get some Zetas. Let's get some Zetas, bitches. Sure. Great team. Let's go with that. I'm not sure why this is a team right now. From Territory Battle last night, I think. Which, by the way, my Malicos carried. Like, everybody else died. It was just Malicos up against, like, 4 people in the last wave. And his counterattacks carried this shit like you wouldn't believe. I could not have been happier. But yeah, so I mean, there was every chance in the world that my staff would have lost. But like I said, my separatist droids aren't fantastic, so there is that factor to keep in mind. But yeah, I'm not super blown away with Luthien right now, knowing, yeah, now it wasn't like, it wasn't a super high relic. It was only one Omicron. It didn't have a great datacron. So I mean, there's a lot of like X factors involved, but you know, I wasn't going in with a super datacron. I wasn't going in with a super jacked up, like, rocking and rolling separatist droid team either. But yeah, we'll see what the data looks like next week. But I mean, if you have Omicrons on Luthien right now, I would save it for offense, knowing what it can do on offense. I would save it for that. Unless the character is obviously going to be awesome, and you can't tell from Conquest, you get zero picture when you're fighting them on their boss node if they're going to be awesome or not. You know, after Trench, unless the character is obviously going to be awesome, and you don't have to hit a bunch of different benchmarks to get them to work, I'm not investing in that character. Plus, the fact of the matter is I mean, we will probably be having a kit reveal on Monday and a marquee on Thursday next week. Although maybe not, because you know, this event they're running right now, this community challenge, is giving us the Conquest reveal of Ezra starting up here in a couple of weeks. So maybe they're going to give us a little time off, but I don't know. Because we know we've got the Great Mothers coming. We know we have Shin coming. We know we probably have... Yes, it's not a great community event. I mean, I love the concept. I think it's fantastic. I love it when games involve the whole community to accomplish something. But it's rinky dink, and I haven't even seen, like, I don't even know what's happening with it right now. But yeah, so Luthien losing to a not great General Grievous team. Yes, exactly. Here's the stuff you're gonna know when we add him next week, because he'll get put into the game actually, no, he'll get put into the game next Wednesday probably, or next Thursday. They might put him in today. But yeah, he'll be in the game next week because guess what? We're starting Territory War next week. And then the following Monday after Territory War ends, it's right back to TB. It's right back to Conquest. Conquest is literally right around the corner. I know it literally just ended, but it's also literally right around the corner again. So enjoy those. Yeah, no, ability names don't matter in the slightest. There is one thing with the new Ezra that I need to know, that I want to know, is if he is a requirement for GL Ahsoka. That is the only thing I give a shit about. I mean, and the other factor that's kind of going into Luthien is, I don't know exactly how many Zetas he needs for his abilities. I don't even know. Have I leveled up any of his stuff? Yeah, I haven't even leveled his abilities yet. So let's level his abilities, because I gave him enough gear to, and I didn't. But assuming GL Ahsoka is like every other GL and is going to need 6 Zetas, so that's 120 individual Zetas. If Ezra is required and is her lifter, like her key, like her linchpin, a Zeta or an Omicron on a basic. I mean, that's a good one. That's a good one for sure. That kind of a speed boost. You can keep him at 320 speed, and after 4 or at 220 speed, or if you put him at 300, he's going to be at 400 after a couple of turns. Well, I mean, even if you're not going for Tano, if you're red crating during Conquest, you're going to get him regardless. Like, assuming the feats aren't crazy in this next Conquest, I mean, most Conquest characters, if you're an account my size, Conquest isn't a thing. You're able to red crate pretty much no matter what. Like, there might be a feat or two you can't do, but it's very rare. And for me, like, honestly, at this point, if a feat has to revolve around Afra specifically for me to not be able to do it. Oh, yes, exactly. Okay, so that's 1 Zeta. So he is looking like is he 2 Omis, 2 Zetas? I mean, that's not the worst spread in the world, but it's still... I mean, I guess that's the other factor to take in with that Luthien team. He only had... oh, okay, so it's 1 Zeta, 2 Omis. Is what I'm looking at here. 1 Zeta, 2 Omis, or is it 3 Omis? 3 Omis. 1 Zeta, 3 Omis. Okay, so Zeta-wise, he's not that bad. Zeta-wise, he isn't that bad, but... if I were to try to give him... where's that Zeta? What is it on Sunless Space? Yeah. I have 3 Zetas right now. And 2 Omis, almost 3 Omis. So I could get him. But guess what? Ezra's going to need all that too. Ezra is going to need every single one of those pieces as well. Now, granted, that's 3 months away, and I'll earn a decent amount of Zetas in that period, but I'm going to have to set aside a minimum of 6. We have Balin Skull. We have Shin Hai-Ti. We've got Great Mothers. We have probably Hu Yang and a new Sabine coming. So that's going to be a lot of Zetas. That's going to be a lot of Omicrons. That's going to be a lot of everything. If this guy turns out to be a mid-tier booster unit where he's on par with Omizori, is kind of the vibe I'm getting. He's on par with Omizori. Now, of course, he can apparently take out GL Leia, but I mean, what can't these days, apparently. Or he can take out a Rey, I mean, okay, so Mon Mothma on offense with him fully maxed out and everything working perfectly can take out a Rey. That saves your Malicos for something else. Or you put Malicos on defense. Cool. But is leveling him up and giving him all of his toys, is that and that's not even taking the gear into account. Is that going to justify sacrificing for one of the marquees for the new GL or for Balin? Because if they do Balin right, like if they look at what his power and skill level was in the show and try to match or exceed that in the game, Balin I think is going to be quite the force to be reckoned with. And we're getting the new mercenary tag along with it. So I don't know. It's all very interesting, but it's just the fact of the matter is until Luthien proves or is proved to be, you need him or you're going to lose your GACs, I can't justify touching him. And like I said, the fact of the matter is that it was a very close fight, but my General Grievous did take him out. And compliment wise, so he had Baze, Kyle, Bistane, and Luthien under Mon Mothma. And it was cool. Mon Mothma, like the little guy was out, three dot commander already. Awesome. That's very handy because that takes forever for her to build that up in a fight. So the fact of the matter, the fact that we got that commando in at play, like if this had been Saw, I don't know that the fight would have. There is a Kyle. He's right here. Kyle's right there. I would have maybe gone with Kara instead of Kyle. Or I'm seeing Kara instead of Baze for this sort of lineup. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Yeah. Well, I'm not moving the chat overlay. Sorry that it's the team on the bottom, but yeah, I'm not going to edit my whole thing. But yeah, there's a Kyle. He's right here in the middle. Well, from what I understand, offensively, you use Mon Mothma. Defensively, you use Saw. This is what my understanding from everything I've heard is. Because if he's horrible, if he does nothing for the Saw team, then he's probably going to get a buff. Or not. It's hard to say because you look at how disappointing Trench and Scion of Django are comparative to other Conquest units. They haven't done a thing to improve them. We're gonna head over to the other account. We're not gonna, we can't do anything else GAC wise over there, but we can do dailies and other things like that while we're talking. Just give me a second to handle the log. And oh boy, what did I do? There we go. Yeah, Saw was an absolute extremist. I mean, they even made him mostly unlikable in the Clone Wars cartoon. I don't. Lepana82 has followed. Thank you. You never watched Andor? Dude, Andor was good. Andor was very, very good. It was a little slow at first, but it gave us a couple of incredibly cool Star Wars moments. I guess everybody's, at least for me, my natural proclivity to watching the Star Wars shows, I kind of want to see some Force users. I kind of want to see, I want to see some lightsabers. I want to see that sort of stuff. But for a show that had none of that, it was really engaging. And there's a scene that's led by Andy Serkis that was phenomenal. I mean, just absolutely phenomenal. They did some good stuff. Yeah, it was story driven, It was very, very story driven, it was a good show. And we're getting one more season and that's it, So 2-season show telling his whole, journey from being what he was to Rogue One. Well, yeah, and if people don't like your show on Disney, they're going to turn on HBO Max and watch whatever's on there, or they're going to find, they're going to go to another service and they're going to watch Yellowstone or whatever, But yeah, Andor I thought was very, very good. I think that's why people were upset with Obi-Wan. Is Obi-Wan was very, 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 very slow. Up until like the last 2 or 3 episodes, Kenobi was a very, very slow show. That said, once I got to those final episodes and like we got the rematch between him and Anakin, and we got those awesome action scenes, I was very happy to have taken the journey. Even if it took a lot longer for cool stuff to start happening than I would have preferred, I mean, we did get there. So to me, those last couple episodes absolutely redeemed the show. But from what I understand, they're not going to do a second season. They're not going to do a second season of Book of Boba Fett, which should not be a surprise to anybody. That show wasn't good until Mando showed up, which I'm not sure why there was such a disparity between the quality. Like, it must have just been Favreau and Filoni were doing the stuff involving Mando, and the other guy was doing his thing, on his end with the Book of Boba Fett. But yeah, from what I understand, Book of Boba Fett is not going to continue. Kenobi, it doesn't seem like is going to continue, which sucks because I would really like to see them. I'd really like to see them adapt a story that kind of centers around Luke. Not that I'm trying to sell you on Andor, because that's not my job. My job is not to sell anybody on. I don't need to sell you on shows, but Andor showed us a more. How do we put this? Okay, so like if you were to compare it, yeah, no, and exactly, people can watch whatever they want, and that's the thing. Here's the thing about shows, good, bad, indifferent, or whatever. Every show is somebody's favorite show. Every movie is somebody's favorite movie. So I'm not ever going to say you're dumb or you're smart or whatever for liking stuff or not liking stuff. That's just not how the world should work. If you like something, great. Like it and enjoy it. But that's also not the trend. Now the trend is if you don't like my thing, you're against me and I'm attacking you, which is absolute tripe. Yeah, there's a lot of gaslighting with TV shows. Yeah, say you like the show and let me make up my own mind. You don't. I'm not asking you to sell me on it, and I never will. I never look at Rotten Tomato reviews. If I want to watch something, I'm going to watch it. And a Rotten Tomato review, one way or the other, isn't going to skew that. I'm going to watch it and I'm going to like it, or I'm going to watch it and I'm going to hate it. But I'm going to make up my mind one way or another about what's being watched on my side of things. That's just the way it's going to be. That's just the bottom line. And you should be that way with everything. But I get it if Andor is not for you. It's worth giving it a shot. It is slow, though. It does start out slow. I mean, legitimately starts out slow. I mean, we're there's a giant elephant in the room, called the Acolyte. It was not a good show. It wasn't a good show. The writing was bad. The fighting was spectacular. I thought they did a very good job. Now I'm never going to join the camp that says they beat Duel of the Fates, but I already did it. I'm like, why can't I do this? I mean, other than Carrie Ann Moss, I didn't really know any of the actors that were in the show. And I liked the guy that I never watched Squid Game, so I had no connection to the guy that played Master Saul. And I had just hadn't seen anybody else in anything. I'm old. I don't watch, I don't go to the theater. I don't watch very many movies. I'm at the point in my life where it's like, if it's part of a franchise I like, I'll watch it, or I'm watching old stuff just because, I'm not experimenting, or I'm not super experimental with TV shows. So I have no connection to any of the actors or actresses other than Carrie Ann Moss, who was in and out of the show in 5 minutes. So, I had zero leanings one way or another. I wasn't connected to any of the actors. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. It really bothers me. If you look at Twitter, especially right now, and I know Twitter can be a cesspit of things, but so can Facebook and Reddit and Discord for that matter. But yeah, when the there were legit journalists who, if you were going on Twitter saying you didn't like The Acolyte, there were journalists writing articles saying that it's because you don't like people of color, or you're a homophobe, you're a transphobe, you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're a misogynist. Teddy! Stop it, buddy. There's nobody out there. What's wrong? Babe, he's just a dog barking. You don't need to sprint across the house and hurt yourself. But yeah, I should be able to like or not like something and not be accused of one of the worst things a person can be accused of because I didn't like the show. And legit journalists. I'm not going to name him. A legit journalist who publishes on Twitter and writes for Forbes did an article about the problem with people not liking The Acolyte was a racism issue. And it's just like, bro, this is not the hill to die on, first of all. And second of all, you're going out of your way to call a bunch of people a really, really horrible title. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's more like 99.5% of the people. I'm sorry, the people who are obsessed with race and all this other stuff and are racist or bigots or misogynists or whatever on every side of the spectrum. I have news for you. None of them are. Do I have an Omicron yet? A full one? I can't tell. Guess what? Those guys aren't watching TV anyways, and they're definitely not going on Twitter to be racist about a show they're not watching. So, I mean, let's just keep it 100 here. People who are that hateful, they ain't doing that. They ain't going that route. They ain't going on Twitter to hate on a show because they're racist. That's not happening. That is not a thing. So, but I feel like I should be allowed to like or dislike shows based on their quality and not be called names. I mean, that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Is the people who love The Acolyte and are defending it tooth and nail. That's great. But the show's problems were in the writing room. And it might have been a writer's strike issue. We cannot forget that there was a writer's strike. And that they might have pushed forward with the best people they had who weren't in the Screenwriters Guild. And I've seen that. I'm old enough to have gone through several of these screenwriter strikes. And back in the mid 2000s, it killed a lot of really good shows. A lot. Like the hot shows of the time, Lost, Heroes, are the two biggest examples. How I Met Your Mother suffered as well. Those shows, you could tell when the writer strike happened. Well, sure, but you're also plugged into Star Wars fandom, Grex. So being plugged into it means that you're going to see it. No, it's not. It's the smallest. It's the smallest minority, and and the fact that they think like some of these people legitimately think Disney listened to a pocket of racists and canceled The Acolyte over a pocket of racists. Like it's I don't know if it's cope, I don't know if it's projecting, I don't know, but it's ridiculous. Like sure, fair enough, Grax. I mean, I'm on Twitter a decent amount, but I'm on Twitter mostly for sports and for like I have an account for this to stream to. And that's it. Like I don't really pay attention and I definitely don't buy into 99% of the shit I see on there. It's just not feasible to do. I'm out of training droids. So now I finally have credits and now I'm out of fucking training droids. This shit ever end? Does this shit ever end? Oh, look, training droids. Here we go. Boom. Yay. Oh, look at that. I'm rich. I'm training droid wealthy again. Oh, yeah. No, clickbait's an absolute thing. Clickbait is 100% a real thing. And there are people there. I mean, what do they call engagement farmers? I think is the term, where they just say the most ridiculous shit that they can come up with and roll with it. This is the upgrade I need. Dispel the stealth. Dispel the stealth. I don't know. I don't know how I don't have training droids. Yeah, it would be neat for somebody to take that stance, wouldn't it? But nobody takes that stance. Nobody ever takes that stance. Nobody ever goes, people like this show and I'm not sure why in a news article. Nobody ever does that. And why is that? Why is it always like people hate this show and they're racist because they hate this show? Like, why is that? I'm very confused by that stance. Why does it only swing in one direction? Why doesn't it swing in every direction equally? It's very confusing, especially to an old man like me who's just like, I barely function on Twitter regardless, and now it's like, see, and all I ever watch on YouTube is streams of people playing games that I love. That's all I ever watch on YouTube. Other than, movie trailers and shit like that, obviously. When they drop a trailer onto YouTube, I go to YouTube to watch it. But I don't. There's like, what's his name? This guy's account seemed to be kind of at the center of a lot of like the Acolyte defenders. I think it's Star Wars Theories or something like that. His account was getting blasted left and right because he was taking a very hard stance against the Acolyte. That's exactly Hap. That you nailed it. That's exactly right. And it's a double standard. And my pappy used to say if some people didn't have double standards, they wouldn't have standards at all. It's not great, and it's definitely not constructive discourse. And I don't care what side of the political spectrum you fall on or what you identify as. I don't care about any of that. People are entitled to have their beliefs as long as their beliefs aren't actively harming people. Live your life. Live your life. But to attack people in the nastiest way possible because they disagree with your opinion about a television show, and not only about a television show, but about a made-up universe in a television show, like, let's just take a step back. Well, that's the thing, though, is everybody else did hate The Acolyte. The Acolyte, they said, oh, it was review bombed. It was review bombed. Okay, well, if the majority liked the show, then reverse the review bomb. If there's more lovers than haters, go and reverse the review bomb. Or get the illegitimate reviews tossed out. I know there's ways that can happen. I've seen it happen with video games. Whenever a Sony exclusive comes out, it gets review bombed. Whenever an Xbox exclusive comes out, it gets review bombed. Unless a game is multi-platformed, I mean, odds are it's going to be review bombed. Yes, exactly, Hap. Exactly. You know, and I'm sorry, but they thought they were being clever with Kamir, but then they have this guy that is acting like, oh, he's this bumbling assistant, and then all of a sudden he's reciting the Sith code. It's like, guys, I'm not new to Star Wars. I know what the Sith code is, and you're having this guy recite it, and you want me to believe he's not her master? Like, come on. Like they screwed up the reveal by making him seem more competent than they should have. But Manny Jacinto, fantastic job in that role. I liked him a lot. I thought after seeing Kamir, I'm like, the show should have just been about him. And that's it. And they tried to do all these different complicated storylines and all this stuff. And oh yeah, no. The actors, and you notice the writers never get attacked. And maybe it's because people don't know how to find the names of the writers, but the writers never get attacked. And if a show is bad, I mean, I'm going to say 8 times out of 10, it's probably because of the writing. Unless they hire just absolutely incompetent assholes to do the acting, it's probably the writing. Oh no, Daisy Ridley's a lovely girl. Lovely girl. They did not handle the Rey character well, but Daisy Ridley is a lovely human being. Kelly Marie Tran did not deserve... She got fucking slaughtered on social media because of Rose Tico. Do I like the character? No. Am I going to take it out on Kelly Marie Tran? Fuck you. No, I'm not. Well, didn't the girl from The Acolyte, didn't she drop some sort of diss track? Like I don't understand. Like I said, legit journalists wrote articles about how people hating the Acolyte because they're racist or sexist or misogynist. They don't want to see brown people or any of that. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Like, if you grew up with Star Wars in the 80s or 90s or whatever, you were exposed to people of every color, even colors that aren't natural on our planet. You know, blue, green, all sorts of colors. Mace Windu is universally loved. Lando Calrissian, universally loved. Leia, loved. Mon Mothma, loved. Jyn Erso, loved. Teddy, nothing's out there, buddy. Teddy, come here. Come here, Teddy. I know you got kicked out of your mom's room and you're throwing a fit. Sit. Lay down. Teddy, down. Hey, stop it. Damn dog. Well, no, people hold... It was like, okay, so the same thing. Ahmed Best got slammed for Jar Jar. I mean, it almost ruined his life. In fact, I think, if I'm remembering an article I read correctly, he had thoughts of suicide because of the hate he got for Jar Jar. And it's like, Jar Jar's not on him. And Jar Jar wasn't that bad. Hayden Christensen and Jake Lloyd got hate for their portrayals of Anakin. And, you know, that's turned around now. Maybe not so much for Jake, but for Hayden, for sure. I can't remember the kid's name, but the kid that played young Boba Fett in Attack of the Clones, same thing. He got raked over the coals, and he's still getting raked over the coals. But I also think he had a drunk driving incident recently. So that might have a little to do with it too. I can't remember. It might have been him. I can't remember, but yeah, leave the actors out of it. You know, blame for the Acolyte's failure to me really only truly lies with one group of people. You know, and that's legitimately, you have to look at Kathy Kennedy, who is the head of Lucasfilms and is the driving force. You have to look at her. You just have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have got to look. You have to look at her role in all of it, because she is the one greenlighting these things. And I mean, is she just not reading the scripts? Is she just ignoring everything and just saying roll with it? Like, I don't know, but it to me, it kind of starts and stops with her. And why isn't she getting any hate? Oh, like, she is now that the show got canceled. She's also being called a racist and a misogynist and a bigot, and everybody's saying she should be fired. And not everybody, like the vocal minority, the ones that are very, very loud and sad about the Acolyte being canceled are the ones doing it. Nobody's doing it now. Do I think Kathy Kennedy has done an amazing job running Lucasfilms? No, I do not. No, I do not. But, you know, ultimately she's the person at the top. So she's the one greenlighting these projects. She's the one giving them thumbs up. She's the one doing all of this stuff. So, you know, you have to look at it and say, like, well, hey, wait a second. You know, if it's coming from her, and it's clearly some of it is coming from her, you know, where are the actual issues? Where are the actual issues at? You know, this team is just not great. Let's just filter. Time for Fleet Climb, yeah. I don't mind it on I don't really mind it on any account, really. Typically I stay in the top whatever in any given shard, but man, Rex is such a beast. Yeah. Yeah, too much RNG goes into this game, but yeah, dude, it's very, very aggravating to me as a person. Like the whole just all these names being thrown around. It's just like, I'm sorry your thing got canceled. I've had more shows canceled than a lot of people have had birthdays. It is what it is. Yeah, dude, the dodging is broken in the game right now. And I don't know if people have been complaining about it loudly enough, but dodging seems to be, they buffed it or unintentionally buffed it, but dodging is broken. There's a lot of excessive dodging happening. Well, let's see what's going on in the TB over here. Hey, look at that. Look at that. We're kicking ass. Tiny little guild. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. I guess I should probably go after Mother Talzin shards, right? Boo. I'll put this on auto. Hopefully it's good enough. Hopefully it's good enough. Because I'm not putting work into my Night Sisters. I'm just not doing it. It seems to be doing okay. There we go. There we go. Yeah, no, well, you saw my Chimera against their against the Resistance on my main account in the GAC. Did you see how many times the Millennium Falcon like dodged, just straight up dodged 2 attacks? Like, the odds of that are pretty astronomical. I feel like dodge is out of whack right now. Yeah, you guys need to be going after him. Yeah, if I'd played that manually, I have a feeling we might have won. But I can't bring myself to play it manually right now. We've been going for 2 hours. I've got a bunch of stuff I need to take care of, including being a dog dad for a little while. So that's it. Hopefully, I'm gonna head back over to the main account. We'll see if my opponent has decided to take any further action. They're gonna have to be perfect. But we know he kept his Profundity and he kept his Executor, so we know he's got some solid ships on offense. So we're just gonna have to see how that shakes out. But he did drop a fight already. I'm curious because it always makes me wonder when like they clear a wall and then they stop, or they go and they take out a couple more teams and then they stop, because that's what this guy did. And always, is it a time issue? Like what's happening? What's happening? But let's see if he's, now that I've made my moves, let's see if he's going to make his moves. And maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll get to watch. We'll get to watch what he's doing live and in color. It'd be really neat if you could watch. I mean, watch the fights. You know what I'm saying? Like observe them. It would be pretty fucking cool if you could do that. That would be a feature. Like you could live view your opponent's attacks. That would be a very neat feature. All right, well, he hasn't done anything. Squad Arena's in 2 hours. God, you can tell when, like, I've never seen this name before. He must have just finished unlocking JMK, or he just got this Datacron, one way or the other. But now, like, this guy, never seen his name until the other day. So now these guys, all these people who have never been relevant in the fleet or in the shard now are popping up all over the place. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so when that Datacron goes away, of course, depending on the next set, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, maybe he attacked and dropped and decided to call it a day. But I mean, he's got. I think he's got 5 GLs on offense. He's got Bane. He's got. He doesn't have Malgus. He didn't bring Malgus, but he's got Bo-Katan. I don't really know. I don't really understand what's happening here, but. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he does. We'll see what he does moving forward. He's going to have to be perfect, though. I mean, we know that. If he drops one more fight, it's over for sure. I mean, truth be told, I care a little more about Squad Arena than I probably should, but it's because of this. It's because of this. I want to keep getting these built up so I can just keep buying these every single day, because the worst feeling in the world is when you unlock a ship and you don't have enough of this. And I know we're a while away from a new capital ship, but I'm going to be 7-starring my Radis here in Saturday, I guess. So, oh, we get bounties tomorrow. That's excellent. Places of power in 2 days. This will be a fleet one, so hopefully it's straightforward. But yeah, I'm going to be 7-starring this, which means I'm going to be having to put, 180 into, 4 abilities. So that's gonna ding my supply. But then, I've got a while to build it back up. But I mean, honest to God, I'm probably going to keep going until I am sitting on like 6,000 or 7,000, and then I honestly might just not even play Squad Arena anymore, other than for the daily of it all. But the other side of the coin is, I was the first GL in my Squad Arena shard, and I deserve some respect. I deserve some respect. But maybe other people don't view it that way. I don't know. Pretty much all the original guys that were in the top of the Squad Arena shard when I started are gone. Like, they have all left the game by now. All right, we're doing good here. Doing good. Okay. Yeah, I just as soon as I hit my goal for this, which is granted, I'm getting like 100, 200 a week. It's going to take a while, because I was right around here, right around the time Leviathan came out. I mean, it takes a good long while to build it up, but I want to have a nice high number on that, so I never really have to worry about them again. And then I'll stop probably caring so much about Squad Arena. But anyways, guys, we are, I think, officially wrapped up with the GAC stream. And we'll have territory battle this afternoon, but that'll be about it. I'll probably come back here in about 2.5 hours for TB. Knock that out real quick, and then, get off the stream in time for Sam to make it home, and hopefully we'll be able to check in and see what our result here is going to be. Maybe he'll wait until the last hour when I'm off the stream or whatever. I feel fairly confident we're going to pull off the W, but we dropped a few battles, with me experimenting. Well, we didn't drop a few battles, but we dropped some banners, trying out different teams against Luthien and playing around with Captain Enoch and whatnot. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but he's gonna have to be close to perfect. What's happening here? Sorry, had a phone call coming in, and it's a spam call. Like 99% of my phone calls these days. But yeah, everybody stay safe. Have fun. Hope your JC's. Sounds like JC's going pretty good for most folks. I'm losing on the alt account, but that doesn't really matter. And hopefully winning here. And TBs are going good across the board. So this is week 2 of 5v5. So we've got one more week next week and then the week off. And then we will be back into 3v3 and Conquest and everything else. And yeah, all the fun. The wheels on the bus go round and round and round and round. So yeah, you guys take care. I'll be back in a few hours for TB and hopefully a GAC wrap up. I'm very curious to see data on Luthien. I need to get in and start talking to my guild members to see who's fought what and how it went. And then yeah, you guys have good days. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Lepana82, thank you for the follow. Means a lot to me. Means everything to me. When someone clicks that little heart, it makes my day. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. You guys are the absolute best, and I'll catch you in just a couple of hours.